Hi, I'd like to welcome you to today's information session on our Applied Behavior Analysis program here at Bay Path University. My name is Jana O'Connell, and I'm the Director of Graduate Admissions here at Bay Path, as well as the recruiter for the Applied Behavior Analysis program. I am joined today by Dr. Susan Ainsley, who is the Program Director for our ABA program, and I'd like to welcome her on screen now. Welcome, Dr. Ainsley.
Thank you, Jana. Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Susan Ainsley, and I am here to welcome you to this information session and share a little bit of information with you about the Applied Behavior Analysis, or ABA, program at Bay Path University. I am the program director for the ABA program at Bay Path. I also want to acknowledge a few other significant team members that you would work closely with if you were enrolled in the ABA program. Dr. Melissa Hunsinger-Harris and Dr. Nancy Richardson, two of our program leaders, who also share in the oversight and coordination of this program. I'm going to share a little bit with you today about the program, of course, but also about the field of ABA in general, and some of the unique aspects of the program that would help you make a decision about the next best step for you as a potential graduate student. So let's move ahead and talk a little bit about the ABA program at Bay Path University. Our program was launched in 2011, so we are a long-standing, well-established, successful program. We have a steady, skilled faculty that is comprised of full-time faculty, part-time or adjunct faculty, and a large team of part-time supervisors. All of our faculty have significant experience practicing in the field of ABA, and all of our adjunct faculty and our supervisors continue to practice in the field of ABA. And that's really important for a person choosing a graduate program. It is really important to make sure that you're learning from the professionals and you're learning about the field from individuals who have a rich history of practice and a very current history of practice. In addition to our excellent team, our program provides a really intensive level of support in regards to preparing people for the national board exam and assisting people in specializing in a particular area of interest. Our program has multiple program options, which I'll talk a little bit more about, including opportunities to specialize and practice with individuals with autism spectrum disorders, individuals who have really pronounced language or verbal behavior needs, opportunities to advance leadership skills, and opportunities to work as part of a multidisciplinary team with individuals who have significant mental health issues or significant histories of traumatic experiences. We have flexible start dates. You would be able to start this program either in the fall, the spring, or the summer semester. Our semesters are 3 months long. And that allows for ample time in between semesters to make sure that you have an opportunity to rest and regroup. The flexible start dates give you an opportunity to choose the best start time for you. And our very flexible course delivery system, our courses and our supervision model and our test preparation are provided 100% online, with synchronous meetings weekly. So you get the benefit of convenience that is offered with online programming, as well as the advantages of being in a graduate program and interacting regularly in a synchronous manner with colleagues and classmates and instructors. We do typically offer multiple sections of each class a semester. This means that you'll typically get to choose which meeting dates and times work for your schedule. And we do have a competitive tuition rate and significant opportunities to work with student financial services to support the financial aspect of your education. So this is a little bit of a highlight of some of the unique aspects of our program, of our university, and I hope highlights a little bit about why you might choose the ABA program at Bay Path. Broadening the discussion a little bit, let's talk for a few moments about why you might make a decision to study the science and practice of applied behavior analysis. Graduate students are often concerned about the return for their investment, and justifiably so. The field of ABA is a growing successful field. Largely because of the very successful advocacy over the past 2 decades of families, of professionals, of ABA practitioners themselves to make sure that ABA services are readily available to individuals regardless of where they are located. And for that reason, there is a steady demand for ABA positions at the entry level, bachelor level, at the BCBA master level, and even higher at the doctoral level in leadership and research and professional practice positions. This is largely due to the broadening of coverage for ABA services by insurance companies and within school districts, due to the legislative changes and the advocacy to which I mentioned, and also due to the growing body of research that shows not only wide support for behavior analytics services by service recipients, but success of such services in advancing the independence, the communication, and the social opportunities for individuals who receive ABA services. So in general, I think it's fair to say that studying in ABA is not only interesting and exciting. After all, what could be more interesting than learning about the science of behavior, but also a very practical and very successful decision for a graduate student. Individuals who advance and become credentialed in the field of applied behavior analysis find that they have growing career opportunities leading to advances in pay and broadening of professional opportunities throughout not only the country, but throughout the world. So a great area of practice and a great opportunity for a graduate student not only to learn and thrive, but also to grow professionally and personally. I referenced a little bit about the unique aspect related to concentrations and ABA at Bay Path. Let me talk a little bit more about that in case you have an interest in that area. Individuals who are credentialed in ABA typically demonstrate or find themselves experiencing some professional interest in specializing in a particular area. And based on job availability and marketability and really feedback from students and examination of the job market, we've identified a number of areas where professional practice is prevalent in ABA and created opportunities for students to concentrate or specialize in those areas during their study. So when you enroll in the program, you'll have an opportunity to choose among 4 of the existing concentrations. The ASD concentration, ASD stands for Autism Spectrum Disorder. This concentration would be for individuals who really have an interest in supporting the education and growth of individuals with autism or an autism spectrum disorder. and really focuses not only on achieving an ABA credential, but understanding the larger interdisciplinary treatment that is recommended for individuals with autism. A second option is the applied verbal behavior concentration, which focuses on advancing language and communication instruction for individuals who may have challenges in that area. The courses and the specialization focuses on AAC, alternative and augmentative communication, on advanced verbal behavior, and skills needed to professionally collaborate with individuals who work in the area of communication and verbal behavior training. The third concentration focuses on trauma-informed practice, working with individuals typically comprising a team of mental health professionals, and really taking a focus in the ABA practice on those skills necessary to provide quality services to individuals who have histories of trauma. And the final concentration focuses on supervision and training of practitioners, organizational behavior management, and leadership skills. Many who practice in the field of ABA find they have ample opportunity to advance into leadership positions, and so this concentration really prepares the graduate student to do that, focusing on human resource skills and human resource management, financial sustainability and budgeting skills, advanced organizational behavior management, or managing professional performance using behavior analytic techniques, and the leadership skills necessary to lead a collaborative team. A concentration generally involves a series of courses, advanced courses that are focused on the area of concentration, and a significant focus in this area during the supervision experience. So the entire program leads to the credentials that all of the ABA programs do, but allows for professional practice and coursework related to the area of concentration. Typically involves an additional semester or 2 semesters of practice. And many of the classes involve interaction with individuals who are practicing or studying to practice in other disciplines. So really great opportunities for interdisciplinary collaboration at the graduate student level. So anyone who had an interest in such a concentration would be able to select that program option. Our program includes a verified course sequence through the Association for Behavior Analysis International. What that means is that when you graduate from our program, your courses are going to fulfill the coursework requirements required for you to qualify to take the credentialing exam in ABA, which is referred to as the BCBA exam. Your courses have been pre-approved and have been documented as meeting the coursework requirements, and hence that course sequence is referred to as a verified course sequence. Beyond that, in a more qualitative aspect, the program prepares students to practice as scientists, as clinicians, and as professional practitioners in a variety of settings: school settings, hospital settings, home-based settings, clinic settings, community-based settings, social settings, higher ed settings. Those are some of the examples of settings people practice in when they graduate with a credential in ABA. Our program includes both the coursework necessary to qualify to take the BCBA exam and opportunity to fulfill the 2,000 hours of supervised independent fieldwork. That's actually really a critical aspect of our program. Supervised independent fieldwork is a component required in order to become credentialed, either certified or licensed in ABA. And many graduate programs require that students arrange for the supervised experience on their own or outside of the confines of their graduate program. The BayPath program includes a structured supervised experience. We would assign you a BCBA supervisor, pre-approve your proposed setting, typically your work setting, and facilitate the progression through a structured supervision curriculum that we have developed over the 6-semester experience. So typically when students finish their coursework, they've also finished their supervision experience concurrently. That allows for a great integration of coursework and supervision. Or in other words, as you're learning skills in the classroom, you have opportunities to practice them in the field, and that allows for really a rich experience for a graduate student, as well as I noted, an opportunity to learn and practice in that special interest area as you study. Because people who attend an ABA program typically intend to become credentialed, and credentialing is required in order to practice, and because credentialing requires the passing of a national board exam, our goal is that a student graduates prepared to take that exam successfully and pass that exam. Consequently, we offer a really intensive test prep component of our program, almost continuously through the program, with individualized and small group support, study skills instruction, lots of practice testing so students become competent and skilled test takers, as well as practitioners. And that, I think, is a unique aspect of our program. Many people are nervous about the testing component of becoming a BCBA, justifiably so. And most students are sort of left to prepare for that exam on their own. In our program, you are intensively prepared as you progress through the program, and anybody who might need additional support in order to succeed on that exam will receive that support within the program. When you graduate from the program, you will be eligible to sit for the BACB certification exam, and in many states you'd also be eligible for licensure once you pass that BCBA exam. So those are some of the unique features of our program. Let me talk a little bit about the class format just briefly. We do offer our classes in an online but interactive format. Sometimes people are concerned about studying online. They're worried they won't be able to connect with their instructor or their classmates, have opportunities to talk or engage or interact with them. And our courses are small. The average class size is about 12 students. They are designed so that you have many opportunities to interact with your instructor, with each other, and you'll have many opportunities throughout the program to meet with individuals and problem solve and interact with individuals during synchronous. Synchronous means live, like face-to-face online meetings. Our classes run 3 semesters a year. They are generally 14 weeks in length, with about 2 to 3 weeks off between semesters. And as I mentioned previously, you'll typically have multiple sections to choose from. Most class meetings are evenings, starting either at 6:30 or 7. The meetings tend to last a couple hours in duration. Some semesters we have Saturday morning or Sunday evening meetings to accommodate students who are interested in weekend opportunities. For supervision, students are paired with a supervisor, and those meetings tend to happen as scheduled between the student and the supervisor. So there's a lot of flexibility in the program. Schedules are available months in advance, so that people typically have a time to plan their life and make sure that they can work the other aspects of their life around their graduate study. So that's a little bit about our class format. Our supervision, as I mentioned, is an integral part of our program. Extends across 6 semesters. So as soon as you begin your program, you'll be beginning the supervision experience. During the first semester, students engage in a supervision orientation, preparing for the supervision process. We call that semester pre-supervision. And then starting in the second semester through the remainder of the program, students are accruing hours by engaging in supervised practice in a professional setting and completing supervision activities, which are typical activities performed by a BCBA. Throughout this experience, which occurs every month through the program, students meet remotely. Some students meet on site with their supervisor at their professional setting. Most people meet remotely. We have a HIPAA compliant, which is essentially a secure meeting site where people can interact and share materials with their supervisor. We have a structured supervision curriculum prepared, so students are ensured a broad opportunity to learn a variety of skills related to assessment and measurement and program design and case conceptualization and dealing with ethical and case-related challenges one-on-one with a supervisor. Most students complete their supervision experience in their work setting. Although some activities and some supervised components may require either broadening of your work role or some simulated activities. Generally, our students find that their entire supervision experience is adaptable to your life situation, and students complete their supervision requirements in such a variety of settings: classroom settings, clinic settings, home-based settings, community settings. They conduct research and design programming and review assessment results. They learn about different assessment processes and tools, and really have an opportunity to talk about program and professional related decisions with an individual supervisor. So it's essentially a really structured, practical experience where you have your own instructor. It's a really, really great part of graduate work in ABA. Our supervision experience is, in addition to the supervisor, overseen by a coordinator who assists with the technical aspects of supervision, and then obviously of myself. So there's a lot of quality assurance and support provided within the program for supervisors and trainees, which is what supervisees are referred to in the field of ABA. So the supervision component of BayPath is pretty unique and a lot different from some other graduate programs that you may be looking at. And I think it's a reason why many students choose BayPath for their ABA graduate experience. The intensive test prep component, which I've talked a lot about, is accessible and available to all students to the degree that they need and will benefit from the experience. We have ongoing specialized study sessions throughout the duration of the program led by our faculty. We have a faculty member who works intensively with students who need a little bit more support on test taking. With that team, we address many test-taking challenges and build test-taking skills. We have comprehensive, which are practice exams built into the program, which build in difficulty. So you have lots of experience developing and practicing test-taking skills. We arrange study partners and small study groups so that students have peers to study and strengthen their test-taking skills with. And that sounds, first of all, it's a great component of the program, definitely appreciated by many students. Nobody really enjoys test-taking, so the idea of participating in building test-taking skills may sound, not so fun, not as much fun as professional practice. But it is really an integral part of helping people achieve the goal of becoming credentialed. There really is nothing more unfortunate than a person who graduates from a program and then has difficulty with the credentialing exam and doesn't really have a support network in order to really tackle that difficulty. And our program is different in that way. We will work with you intensively until you are successfully credentialed, and that really is our goal, to make sure that we do everything we can to assure that you can achieve your goal of advanced professional practice in the field of ABA. And part of that is making sure that you're going to successfully be able to become credentialed.
Thank you for that.
Jana will jump in just a moment and share some information about the financial aspects of graduate school. Paying for graduate school is expensive, and we want to make sure that you have opportunity and support to do that in a manageable way. And so our financial services department is available in many different ways to help you. I'll let Jana talk for a few minutes about those supports.
Thank you. So just to let you know, in the bottom right-hand corner is the contact, both via phone and email for our student financial services. They are available Monday through Friday between 8:30 and 5 p.m. If you do call and someone doesn't pick up, please be sure to leave your name and phone number and best time to reach you back. We also have some great resources on the website. We have Learn How to Pay for Grad School, which is on the first Wednesday of each month that you can register for. It's a live online information session. We have something known as FAFSA Fridays. There is live help every Friday with your FAFSA application. Also on our website is the link to the federal application for student aid, as well as our individual school code. Most students who do apply do qualify for up to $20,500 a year in Stafford loans. They're also a great resource if you want to find more information of other outside loans. You want to know if you are military and want some information about how those are handled. They are the best people to reach out to. The admissions requirements for this program, we do require that you have a Bachelor of Science or a Bachelor of Arts from a regionally accredited college or university. We have a free electronic application that can be found at graduate.baypath.edu. Along with that application, we need all of your official transcripts, a current resume, a statement of purpose of 300 to 500 words. It's about a page of why the master's or the EDS in applied behavior analysis will be important to your personal professional goals. We ask for 2 professional recommendations. Those are downloadable forms from our website. And we also ask for a signed program requirement form. This is a downloadable form. Again, this goes over all the requirements of applied behavior analysis, the requirements of you of a graduate student at BayPath. You sign and date that you read that as well. Once all of those items are received, they will be reviewed by the committee for acceptance. And as Susan had mentioned before, we are accepting applications for fall, spring, and summer semesters for this program. And now I'd like to invite Susan back on. I'm just going to give a couple frequently asked questions that may or may not have been addressed during this, but actually there's just a few that you might be thinking of. So Susan, students often ask if they'll be able to juggle coursework in a full-time job. Do most students in our program work either part or full-time?
All of the students enrolled in the ABA program work either full or part-time, basically because that's required in order to fulfill the supervision aspect of the program. We do have students who work part-time, and we do have many students who opt to complete the program in a slightly slower pace. The program is designed to be finished in 6 semesters, which is essentially 2 years. Some students spread it over 7 semesters or a little bit longer, just to slow down the amount of courses and supervision they're completing with an individual semester. But whether you complete the program in the minimal amount of time, which is 6 semesters, or a little bit longer, students successfully balance work and family and their graduate program requirements.
Thank you. About how many hours per week do I need to set aside for each course? not including the 2 hours of live Zoom?
Depending on the course, and certainly the intensity of the courses vary depending on the topic, you can plan a couple of nights or weekend slots of studying or reading or completing coursework activities. I'm gonna estimate between 7 or 8 hours a week. Some weeks it might be a little bit longer, some weeks it might be a little bit less, but I think that is a good average.
Okay, thank you. This is a 100% online program. How accessible are the faculty going to be to me?
Your faculty will be maintaining, first of all, they'll be accessible on a weekly basis in your course meetings. They will schedule office hours, which typically happen either before your course meetings or after course meetings. They will be available as you request for individual meetings. They will answer your emails within a range of 24 to 48 hours. Some faculties have blocks of time off, either on the weekend or certain nights a week, which would be published in the syllabus, but generally faculty are available by email or by phone upon request as you would request them. I think you would find that your faculty are as available as you want them to be, and that you would have very frequent interaction with them.
Okay, thank you. And the last question is the BCBA certification in Massachusetts transferable to other states?
Credentialing is a complicated question, so this is a really good area for me to clarify. Certification in ABA is national. So once you are certified wherever you are going to practice. Many states require an additional state licensure. And the requirements for licensure vary from state to state. In the field of applied behavior analysis, there are about 40 states that have licensure requirements. And then there are some that either they're in progress or they haven't passed licensure laws yet. So if you live in a state that doesn't have licensure, then certification would typically be the only credential you would need to practice. And if you get certified in a program that's located in Mass, you are certified. It's a national certification. If you are living in Massachusetts and you get certified and become licensed in Massachusetts and you move to another state, you'll have to examine the licensure requirements in that state to see if there is reciprocity of licensure, or if there is indeed licensure.
Okay, thank you. That's it for the questions. I'd like to thank everyone for joining us for this information session on our applied behavior analysis program at BayPath, as well as its relevance in the field. If you have any further questions, please feel free to reach out to either myself regarding any admissions questions. I'm happy to help you from the beginning throughout the admissions process. And if you have any program-specific questions, you can feel free to reach out to Dr. Ainsley at our email here. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for attending. It's great to meet you, and we hope to see you again at BayPath and in the Applied Behavior Analysis program. Good night.
Bye-bye.